NASCAR? I forgot to do my APUSH video project. I better get started now. Oh, I hate when he does that. First, let me finish this game.
Justin, wake up! You need to do your homework. I do not want another call from Mrs. Sailors again.
Okay.
Jeez.
The Slave Trade Act of 1807, signed by a man named Thomas Jefferson. It didn't allow the importation of slaves to places in jurisdiction of the United States. They thought banishing trade was the way to go, cause if they banished slavery, there would be a revolt. They also believed that if trade ceased, slavery itself would also decrease. Just when we thought that slavery was dying, the cotton gin kept slavery supplying. Eli Whitney was the brains of the invention. The North and the South, it created the tension. Unfortunately, slavery was still present, an internal practice that we think is unpleasant. The South, however, didn't feel that way, relied on slave labor to make money. The North, however, they didn't need it. They were industrialized, so slavery receded. The South kept on, they were making racks. The whole economy carried on slaves' backs. Tensions were rising up all in the Congress. The slavery states would soon be the strongest. Missouri appealed to be a slavery state in their constitution, so it raised a debate of whether or not the U.S. would allow slavery states more power in the Senate somehow, because Missouri was a state that would throw off the balance, so the U.S. government was faced with a challenge. They decided to make a compromise. With the admission of Maine, it was very wise. Missouri was slave and Maine was free. It kept the balance and prosperity. They also decided to make a line. At 3630, they had to define. The north of there, all states were free, and the south of the line, there was slavery. The Louisiana Purchase is where this applied. It kept the balance of power still equally tied. The New York Anti-Slavery Society, it stirred up a lot of slavery anxiety. It was led by a man named William Garrison. Spoke against the South, yeah, he made him look embarrassing. The group was established in 1833, advocated for the slaves, yeah, they said they should be free. Turned their emotions into violence. Pro-slavery speakers, they were wishing for their vitamins. Frederick Douglass was a man of the house, an escaped slave that came from the South. He played a key role in the movement, always looking for some self-improvement. He had tons of accolades, an accomplished black guy that came from the States. The crazy actions gained a lot of support. Their attempts to enslave, they were trying to thwart. So they created the Emancipator, a weekly paper that angered the haters. Because this group was so expressive, it gained supporters at a rate that's impressive. To 150K by 1838, it was a crazy rate. Rolling like a crazy train. The Act of '07, it just didn't succeed. So they felt the need to make a new society, expressing a wide variety of ways to advocate for the freedom of slaves. The Emancipator, it paved the way, just trying to portray a brighter day, so let's all say,
Explain the abolition, the anti-slavery begins. No one else can do it for you. We all have to take a stand. No one else can put slavery to an end. Advocated for legal equality. Didn't want slaves to be a commodity. Today is when slavery ends. The rest is still unwritten.
Once a slave, a man named Frederick Douglass. He had a good story, so he had it published. Wrote a narrative about the life of a slave. He talked of all the times before he escaped. He was a well-known anti-slavery activist, attacked the opposition, you can call him a pacifist. The book was published in 1845. He gained some fans and his ideas thrived. He was very talented in writing and speaking, got the attention of crowds without them tweaking. Douglass was a motivation to others. His speeches and writings united all of his brothers. He affected the role blacks played in the war and spoke on black suffrage trying to find a cure. January 1st, 1863. President Lincoln set the slaves free. It's called the Emancipation Proclamation, and it called for the ratification of the freedom of slaves. This was a very historical day. States that had receded from the Union is where it applied, so there's no confusion. Although it didn't end slavery in the nation, it captured the hearts and the imagination of millions throughout America and fundamentally changed their character. The Civil War turned to a fight for freedom. All the slavery supporters, man, we didn't need them.